Hello my lovely little outcasts, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be talking about all of my haunted experiences. You may hear my son in the background, but that's kind of just how it is being a mom. I'm gonna let him have his fun. So let's kind of just get right into this. I'm Luna, if you don't know me already, and I do a lot of different things. I am a Wiccan witch. I don't do any forms of dark magic, only of light. I specialize in banishing, and these stories will tell you why. I grew up as the youngest of 8, and it wasn't the best, I will say. I will get into a different video some point in time about the different things that have happened with me and my family. It's just a toxic environment, abusive household, and really brought forth all of the negative happenings. So everything that was negative and negative entities, all these different spirits, make sense now because how freaking bad it all was. The first house that I remembered us living in was one of the ones that we lived for like maybe the longest amount of time. There were so many different instances and things that have happened long before my birth, one of which being the Hat Man. Now, the Hat Man is a shadow man that looks like a tall, just blacked out silhouette of a man with a hat. It can be like a fedora of a type, or, possibly even with a trench coat. That's what my family was seeing. Mostly one of my brothers. And hopefully one of these days I'll have him give me, the full details on the Hat Man. Basically, there was a lot that happened, and there were pictures that sadly we don't have anymore. They got lost in storage, but there was pictures of all these shadows. So let's say I remember this one specifically. There was a couple in the frame, like right here, and maybe about right here, there was a couch, right? And the normal shadow of a couch, well, it looked like there was something there as well. It would be just a bunch of random shadows, and there was a couple behind some of the people. It was a lot, and I remember these so vividly being shown them. I might try to draw them out at some point. But yeah, it was just very difficult to describe, and it didn't look like normal shadows. So whatever, pictures do weird things. Well, fast forward to where I remember the first happenings. I started seeing things originally in mirrors. Just mirrors. Like, I wouldn't see them outside that much. But, eventually I did learn I just had this ability. I was just keeping it locked away because of these instances. I would be in the bathroom, and imagine, like, the horror movie scenes where you see things behind you in the bathroom. Like, it wouldn't be just when I shut something. It was always there. Always there. And there was a lot going on. My dad was very abusive, and everybody was high tense, toxic to each other, and there was just a lot of different things. So I was seeing these things popping up all sorts of places. There was an instance with my father later on in life where he had tried to do things to me, and I'm not very comfortable sharing it right now on YouTube. I'll make a separate video. I don't want to bring the tone down too much, but there were some things that he had done and tried to do, and that kind of brought forth a lot of negativity around me. I don't know why so suddenly he wanted to move, but shortly after that instance, he wanted to move. And so we all moved. And as we're packing away things, and I've told this story so many times, as we're packing away things and getting ready to leave, I had a toy or something like that at the end of the stairs. So I just ran to get it, and I looked up and I seen what I believed to be the Hat Man. And that was something that terrorized our entire family. And I was starting to see it now too. And so I seen this Hat Man maybe a handful of times. There wasn't that many instances for me, at least. I just know that one of my brothers was plagued by this hat man for a very long time. As for me, we moved into a new house, and it seemed like all these happenings to me started to get amplified. I will describe the outlay of the house. So when you walk into the front door, living room's to your left, there's a little fireplace to your right. Keep going, you're in the dining room. The dining room has stairs to the upstairs. You keep going, there's the kitchen. Right there's the back door. Kitchen area is on one side, and then there's a whole other dining area on the other. When you come back out to the dining room and you go towards the stairs, still you can pass the stairs, and there's a bathroom right there. There's a closet right next to the bathroom, and then there's an office that my mom turned into her bedroom, but that has a door down to a basement. In her closet that had no doors. Upstairs, you look off to your right, that's our bedroom. There's a banister that you can look over for both sides, but that was me and my two sisters' bedroom. There was a walk-in closet, and on our side we had a mirror, so you would slide it, there's my brother. And then my other brother was on the other side with the door on my other sister's side, which was her room. But in our side of the room, opposite to the mirror, was a bathroom. And it was just a little bathroom. We had a shower downstairs. There was a shower in the upstairs one, but it wasn't quite finished. So we never used that one. We only used the downstairs shower. So basically that's the layout of the house. Now, this first story is probably not the first instance that happened, but it's just, sporadic stories. So one night, my mother was asleep and woke up to seeing a little girl head popping in and out of the cat door to the basement door. She thought it was me, so she told me to go to bed. And the reason why she thought it was me is because I was always going in and out of that cat door because I was small enough for it. Well, she turned around to see me laying on the floor, asleep. But she had just seen a head popping in and out of that. So after that happened, we were all playing hide and seek. My brother was watching us, so we tend to do a lot of games. We would straighten up the whole house and then play games. So it was around the time that my family did treat me kind of okay. They still treated me horribly, but it was moments like this. They would use hide and seek to scare me. So I told them, don't go in the basement. I didn't want to look around in the basement. Everybody hid in the basement. I did not like that whatsoever. So I ended up looking through the whole house, couldn't find them, had to go down to the basement. I just didn't like this basement. I don't know why. I guess from it being unfinished, it just creeped me out. So I go down this basement stairs, which were wood, and I always hated it because it felt like somebody was just gonna grab me from underneath the stairs because they were just open. Well, I'm going through trying to look, and then I see ginger hair. Bright red ginger hair. None of my family are gingers. None of the wigs that we have owned, because we had like Party City wigs, we never had a ginger wig. So when I tell you I see that, and then I see right here of a pale white face, black eyes, I was done. I started screaming, crying, ran all the way upstairs. I couldn't do it. And they come up and ask me, why did you start screaming? Why did you start crying? Blah, blah, blah. And I tell them, and nobody fucking believed me. Not a damn one of them believed me, but the one who didn't push back too hard was my mother. Because of her experience, which she ended up telling everybody. So I didn't get bullied for that experience. But there were many, many different things. I remember this one story of my sister and my brother were watching 2.5 Men. And I told this on my TikTok. I didn't know what they were watching. I couldn't remember, but I did remember. It was 2.5 Men. And I think it was like a CD version of it or something like that. Anyways, they're watching it, and all of a sudden it flickers on the screen, a girl. Kind of like Think Grudge-ish-esque. So they were a little freaked out by that, but my brother, being the way he was, he goes, damn, she ugly. And the girl that was looking like this goes at them. And it was done for them. And it switches back to 2.5 men. They try to go back to find it, could not find it. So I don't know how to explain that one. But what I will say is we also had an attic that room that they had in the walk-in closet, they turned it into a room. There was an attic right on the other side. But none of us could go in there and explore and all because we would fall through the floor. Probably not the safest house, but you know. Come along to a little while later. I was trying to sleep in my bed and it was like the start of my insomnia. I started gaining insomnia around age 9, 10-ish, somewhere around there. And it would be just nights I wouldn't sleep. I wouldn't sleep during the day and then I would go back onto a schedule. This was one of those nights. I didn't understand why, but where our bedroom layout is, I had my own bed. My sisters had a bunk bed that they shared. I was laying in bed and suddenly I thought while my eyes were fully adjusted to the dark, let me clarify that. They were fully adjusted. Still, mine could have been playing tricks on me because I was a kid. But I swore I saw a shadow in that bathroom. Because I was in my bed and my bed faced that side with the bathroom. I swear I saw a shadow in there. And I couldn't tell if the bathroom door was closing until it was halfway shut. But it was slowly closing till it shut all the way. And I had not used that bathroom for months because of that. Nobody believed me, of course, but I don't know. It was the creepiest thing ever. And it scared me shitless. I couldn't sleep. And that's why, you know, I tend to sleep in my mother's room because things like that would happen. It would be different happenings. I would hear things, I would feel things, I would feel like I was being touched. So many different things. And it really, really creeped me out. And that's not even it. There were so many other happenings, and then when I started to finally see spirits and entities and all sorts of different things, oh my god, it was awful. I've had panic attacks. I've been literally traumatized by this shit. And I can't even, like, fully get into all of it in a span of 10 seconds. Like, there's so much detail to everything that you would have to understand. But we will do that in the next video. I love you guys so much. Let me know if you like these story time videos and if you want to hear more. I have many more houses that we lived in with many more scary haunted entities and happenings, and it might not have actually been the houses as much as it has been our family. I love you guys so very much. Make sure you drink your water, eat your food, like and subscribe, and comment down below what other videos you want to see here. I have a link tree in the description with my Discord so you get notified of every single post on my TikTok, YouTube, and anything else. And also a paranormal stories Google Forms where you guys can submit your own paranormal stories anonymous, or you can put your TikTok at, and I will put those down on my TikTok and here. I love you guys so very much. I'll see you guys later. Bye.